everyone, welcome to this update video. We're going to be taking a look at what is going on across the tropics. So I hope you guys are all doing really great this morning. So we still have our potential tropical cyclone 8 located offshore South Carolina, as well as tropical depression Gordon, which later is out there. It's not a bother for anyone. So as for potential tropical cyclone 8, it is still expected to intensify into a tropical storm before it makes its way inland. Matter of fact, it is already producing tropical storm force winds. So we're going to be looking at some details. We'll be looking at the rainfall forecast, and we'll be talking about the Caribbean as well, because that system that could potentially form and make its way up to the north is still anticipated by the models. So let's get straight into the details. Here we have a closer view of potential tropical cyclone 8. Not a very defined system. However, it is producing those tropical storm force winds. As I mentioned, there's a lot of rainfall that accompanies it as well, and it is expected to eventually make landfall later today. So let's get straight to the cone forecast. So here we can see it, and that mustard shade you're seeing there is representative of the extent of tropical storm force winds. So the southern side of the system is basically vacant of those tropical storm conditions, so it's really the northern half of it, and we can see that blue highlight along much of the coast of South Carolina and North Carolina as well, indicating a tropical storm warning. Now, a lot of the heavy rain is already moving in. It's likely that winds have been picking up as well, and as of right now, the system is producing winds of 50 miles per hour. So it has strengthened, but it doesn't have a defined center of circulation. So once it gets that going, then we're going to have a tropical storm. So it is already producing those tropical storm force winds, which have been moving in, and it's moving very slowly. It's headed to the northwest at 3 miles per hour. But once it moves in and makes landfall, it is going to rapidly weaken because it will be cut off from its source of fuel and energy, which is those warm waters. So in terms of the key messages, this is what the National Hurricane Center says. So number one, tropical storm conditions are expected along portions of the coasts of South Carolina and North Carolina within the tropical storm warning area through this evening. The system will bring the potential for locally considerable flash and urban flooding and minor river flooding across southeast North Carolina and northeast South Carolina through tonight. There is also a risk of isolated flash and urban flooding across much of the mid-Atlantic region through Wednesday. Number three, coastal flooding and high surf are likely along portions of the southeastern U.S. over the next day or two. So this is definitely going to be bringing dangerous impact. So even though we're talking about a system here which is not a defined tropical storm just yet, it is still going to be producing those dangerous impacts. Now, as we head to the Caribbean, let's take a look at the satellite imagery. Here we can see that there isn't a whole lot going on. There's definitely some showers and thunderstorms in and around the vicinity of the Cayman Islands, especially Little Cayman and Cayman Brac this morning. Also that blob between Jamaica and Haiti, as we can see it right there, moving off to the west. And as for parts of Central America, such as southern Belize, going down to parts of Costa Rica, Panama, it is a little bit active this morning. Elsewhere, not a whole lot going on. But as we head into this afternoon, here's a look at the rainfall forecast. So the map gets pretty colorful for the Bahamas, near the Turks and Caicos, for Cuba, the Cayman Islands, near Jamaica, Haiti, and parts of the Dominican Republic. So there's likely to be some periods of heavy rain as we head into later today, and thunderstorms will be likely as well. Much not expected for Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. We're seeing those white and gray shadings around, not much color at all. And then as we head through the Lesser Antilles, there's likely to be some passing showers at times. Not a whole lot expected for the Guyanas either. Then as we head to parts of Venezuela, Colombia, and through parts of Central America, it's likely to get a little bit active. ABC Islands, much not expected for you guys in terms of rainfall activity today. So nothing really out of the norm. And there are also two tropical waves located in the Caribbean. So one is actually approaching Central America. The other has its axis extended to the vicinity of Haiti. So that's going to be passing by and will be helping out to enhance all the rainfall around. As it pertains to Gordon, so now we're going on to Gordon, and then we'll talk about those models, and we'll be looking at the latest ensembles. So here we have it, tropical depression Gordon. It is barely sustaining itself as a tropical cyclone, so maximum winds up to 30 miles per hour and it is moving westward at 8 miles per hour. Now this system is going to be making a curve up to the north and move out to the northeast later this week, and it is in a very unfavorable environment right now. However, some re-strengthening is going to be possible as we head to the latter part of the week. So it is not a threat to land. Now heading on to the models. First, we're kickstarting with the euro. This goes out to next Wednesday evening, and we can see all these different L's. Now, the more clusters of those L's we see represents a better chance of actually seeing something form here, because there's good or increased agreement of development. So we can see a nice cluster of these L's coming out of the Caribbean and into the Gulf. So this has been the trend for the past couple of days. We've been seeing these ensemble members expecting that, hey, we could see something try to form, making its way up to the north from the Caribbean, either into the Gulf or within the vicinity of Florida, the Bahamas. So there's a lot on the table in terms of that. And as for the GFS members, we see something pretty much similar here. So I'm definitely expecting that we could see something to watch either by later this week or so. And we'll see what eventually happens from there. But if we're talking about a very favorable environment, especially with the high amounts of energy in the Caribbean Sea right now, then we could definitely see something pretty significant. But there is absolutely no guarantee of that, at least at this point in time. But I'll be keeping you guys posted as necessary. And that is basically it for this video. So I do hope you found it to be informative. However, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll get to you when I have the chance to do so. And remember to always be weatherwise.